You may have seen this going viral on any of your social media feeds. We do know that the rapper Cardi B has been on the stand testifying in a civil lawsuit. It's a $24 million civil lawsuit. And what we now know is that a former security guard at the medical center where the rapper had an appointment claims that Cardi B attacked her in an incident that led to her getting fired. This all happened back in 2018. And Cardi B, whose real name is Belcalis Almanzar, reiterated in her testimony on the stand this week that she never touched, scratched, or spat on that security guard who she believes was taking a video of her.
Hi everybody, it's me, AV. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we talk about all things law, true crime, and a little bit of debauchery. Listen, I spent all day Saturday catching up on the Cardi B case, and I watched everything. This is your day-by-day, play-by-play with all the receipts. Let's get into it. You'll get 1, the contradictions that hurt the plaintiff, 2, why the medical testimony split, and 3, how the defense landed credibility. They did it, but it was just a little late. And yes, we'll talk about the viral Cardi B moment. This is a civil assault and battery case in California. And here's a quick refresher. Assault is an act that causes reasonable fear of immediate harmful or offensive contact. So think of assault as the fear aspect. Battery is the intentional, harmful, or offensive contact itself. Battery is the touching. Before I went to law school, I used to always get the two mixed up. You know, you would think that the assault is the hitting part, but it's actually the fear part. Battery is the contact. The jury applies those elements to witness testimony and any admissible exhibits. With that, let's walk through the witnesses. First up, we hear from Emani Ellis herself. From the plaintiff, what did we hear from her own mouth? Inconsistencies and missing contemporaneous proof. She used language like cuts and scars, but no photos were taken the day of the incident. That's already that's a big fat red flag. She said she didn't intend to sue at first, yet later described PTSD, insomnia, and anxiety. Girl, this is looking a lot like a money grab, and we saw a little bit of that in the ASAP Rocky trial with ASAP Rocky. Money trails matter in civil cases. She almost conceded, matter of fact, she did concede to owing unpaid balances to medical providers. On cross, the focus turned into an incident report, not filed the day of, but 2 days later. We also got a discovery fight with what I'll call a struggle lawyer moment, organizational issues that did not help her credibility. Emani at one point was eventually fired and filed a workers' comp claim. Out of 161 pages of medical records, not one pre-surgery note specifically ties a facial cut from Cardi B to her. And post 2018, there are 2 car accidents in the chart. Here's my take. The paper trail isn't doing the heavy lifting for the plaintiff.
No, you're right. Go ahead. When Cardi put a finger in your face, where in your face was it?
She struck me on my nose and on my cheek. She wears her nails very long, very bedazzled, very sharp. So yes.
And you said it made contact with your nose?
Yes, and my face.
And so 2 times she touched you?
Yes, so she was like this.
When you say like this, she put her finger?
Pointing, yes, so like this, pointing her finger at my face, yes.
And it touched your nose?
Yes.
What part of your nose?
Whatever part of the nose that the nail landed on, yes.
I mean, is it the bottom, the middle, the top?
I'm not sure.
And which cheek did she touch?
My left cheek.
Hey, you remember giving that testimony?
Yes.
And if you
Wow.
look at the incident report, but isn't it correct that in the incident report, you made no claim that Cardi struck you about the head and body?
I put in the incident report that she had her finger in my face and she struck my face.
She cut your nose, right? Isn't that what you put in the incident report? That she scratched your nose? I can read it again if you like.
I don't need you to read it. I'm not sure.
corrected.
Anywhere in this incident report that you prepared and sent to your supervisor 2 days after this alleged incident that you said that Cardi struck your body?
And the incident report says that she struck me, yes.
Where?
It's in the paper.
I'm sorry?
It's in the report.
Where in the report?
I reported it that she had her finger in my face.
I understand that, but let's set aside putting her finger in your face. Let's set aside supposedly scratching you on your nose at that time. That was what he was saying. Is there anywhere in the report that says that Cardi on that day struck your body?
I'm not sure.
Can you take a moment and look through it?
I can't. This is a mess. So that's another contradiction.
As I'm reading it, I reported that she put her 3-inch fingernails into my face. So that's what I remember reporting.
Well, let's be accurate. I mean, truth is important and accuracy is important. This report that you did 2 days after the incident claims that she put her 3-inch fingernails in your face and scratched you on the nose, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about immediately after the accident.
Well, Your Honor, I'm going to object. He says in the face, but the document says into the face. There's a difference.
Why don't you clarify the question?
In the incident report, the only scratch that you report is a scratch on your nose that you supposedly suffered that day, correct?
I'm not sure.
Do you need another moment to look at this?
I reported that she touched my face with her fingers, sir.
Yeah, the question is, in your incident report, you told your supervisor 2 days afterwards that you suffered a scratch on your nose and no other scratches were mentioned, correct?
Okay.
Which is okay. You agree?
I don't agree with what you're saying, but I'm saying okay for the purposes of your question.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
So let's move on. After the incident, you don't even know if there was any blood, right?
It broke the skin.
Please, ma'am, just answer the question I'm asking. You testified at your deposition that you did not know if the alleged scratch, this time on your cheek, even bled. Isn't that true?
Correct.
And you didn't go to a doctor that day for this alleged assault battery, did you?
I saw a medical doctor, but not at the day of the incident.
Okay, again, let's focus on the questions I'm asking. You allege that you were assaulted, battered, beaten up, scratched somewhere, sometimes on the nose, sometimes on the cheek, and you went home and took a nap, right?
I was
That's what you
upset.
testified
Yes.
to at the
Yes.
Maybe called your mother, right? That's what you testified to, right?
Yes.
You didn't call your grandmother, though, did you?
No.
This is the doctor who performed microneedling. Yes, under anesthesia. Microneedling intentionally makes tiny controlled micro injuries to trigger collagen. Keep that in mind. Many people that were watching the trial pointed this out. Another debate popped during this witness's testimony: fingernails versus positions. Emani described Cardi's hands almost like a gun pointing gesture like this, but the doctor's focus was a 3-finger pattern: index, middle, ring, not pinky or thumb. That mismatch opens a door for doubt. And here's a credibility flag. The surgeon was paid on a lien basis, meaning payment depends on the case outcome. That's lawful, but juries are allowed to weigh bias.
I'm going to use the pen, and if you can tell me where on her face you see the scar.
So there's a pointer there? We just want him to get down and give you
Where is it?
There's a pointer there behind you,
Does anybody?
and if you could just show us where the scar is located.
Where? I don't see it.
So this is a terrible picture. So there you go. That's better. No, it's not. Okay, there's the main scar here. And this entire area here shows differences in the skin, sort of a general area that's very different from the rest of the skin. And there's a little linear mark here. And there's another one over here. So those are the 3 marks that I was talking about. This is the main scar down the center. And this is another mark to the side. Here's another mark on this side. So those are the scars. And this is the whole area that's affected. So it has a little bit different. The pores are a different size, and they're a little washed out and a little, they've lost some of the the normal undulations of skin, which are concrete pegs. But that happens often with scar.
And if we look at this, this photograph, can you tell that in the photograph, Emani Ellis was wearing some makeup?
It appears she is, yes. She has lipstick, and it appears she's wearing something.
Thank you.
Then the plaintiff's mother testified. The relevance wasn't crystal clear from the record we saw, but it doesn't seem to move the legal ball much. Here's a little bit of her testimony.
Sorry.
Have you ever seen Cardi B before today?
On television,
How many times?
too many to count.
More than 5?
Yes.
More than 50?
That's your relevance.
When you saw her in television, isn't it true that her nails are always very long?
Objection, my submission calls for speculation.
Oh my.
Relevant.
Because if you look at the defendant now, do you see her fingernails?
Yes.
Would you consider those short, long, or medium fingernails?
Objection.
Short.
Black foundation.
Did you, when you saw Cardi B, did she ever have fingernails that size?
No, they were always very long.
How long?
2 to 3 inches long.
So what you see now is not normal, correct?
Correct.
No further questions. All right, promise.
That's it?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, God.
Just a few questions. You love your daughter, right?
Absolutely.
And you're here to help her, right?
Yes.
And you believe her.
Yes.
And you believe her even if you don't need evidence to believe her, do you?
I believe her.
Okay. Were you aware that when she was, when this happened, 2 days after the alleged incident, that your daughter wrote her boss and admitted yelling and cursing, well, yelling at Cardi?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Objection, hearsay.
Are you aware that your daughter, in an incident report to her boss 2 days after the alleged incident, admitted to her boss, to her supervisor, that she had gotten into a screaming match with Cardi and had yelled at Cardi?
Objection, misstates the document.
Are you aware that your daughter apologized to Ally for her misconduct that day?
Objection, misstates the document.
Are you aware of that?
I was not involved in that conversation, so no, I was not aware of that.
And were you aware that in her report to her boss 2 days after the incident, she instead claimed that Cardi had scratched your daughter's nose?
Again, I was not a part of that conversation, nor email or text, so I do not know.
Okay. All the questions I have for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, I don't have any questions.
All right, any questions from the jury? All right, can you put this speak to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, put it down, man.
Thank you. Hi, Mama.
All right, does plaintiff have another witness to call?
Yes, Your Honor. Plaintiff calls Diane Schmidt. Can this witness stay here now that she's testified?
If she's not going to be recalled.
She might be recalled.
What's that?
She might be recalled, yes.
Then no.
Thank you. I will get her now.
Next, Emani's grandmother testified, and she testified about the depression tied to the case. She came off a bit scattered. The notable part, the jury asked a question, and when jurors are engaging like that, it usually means they're testing credibility and causation in real time.
You know she was employed as a security guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes, but
That's a yes.
yes.
yeah, sometimes it's hard for the court reporter if someone says,
Okay.
So you knew she was employed as a security guard, and you know that she was fired after the alleged incident with Cardi.
Objection, misstates the testimony.
Well, let me go back. You knew that she was employed as a security guard, right?
Yes.
And were you aware she was fired?
Objection calls for speculation.
But
You can answer the question. Were you aware that she was fired as a security guard?
it was my understanding she was told that she was going to be fired
Okay.
by Cardi.
Were you aware that at the time, 2 days after the incident, she apologized to the security guard company for her own misconduct that day of the alleged incident?
I told you she's a person that tries to make sure everything is straightened out, so she apologized for what she saw as a disturbance, I think.
Were you aware that she apologized to the security company that employed her for her own misconduct?
Objection calls for speculation.
Did she ever tell you?
No, I didn't discuss that with her.
Did she ever tell you that she told the company that employed her that Cardi scratched her on her nose, not her cheek?
Objection misstates the document.
Over.
She didn't tell you that, did she?
What?
She
She
didn't tell you
just that she was like, her finger was all over her face. So I mean, it could be land anywhere
that. Okay, but you only saw a scar, you say,
on her cheek.
on her cheek. You never saw any scar on her nose, did you?
No, not on her nose. I didn't.
Did you notice a scar on her nose, ma'am?
No.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh.
And I think that's all the questions that I have for you.
Oh my God, this witness right here, like, I'm just going to prepare you. This is the longest testimony in the case, but the money trail theme returned. This doctor was also paid on a lien, L-I-E-N. Sometimes that word looks like lion. Again, allowed, but jurors can weigh it against neutrality. If your medical proof hinges on lean doctors, expect defense to hammer bias.
And it is also the preliminary psychological evaluation done on April 26, 2018.
Yes.
And let's look a little bit closer at the second page that he asked you questions about. Could you read out loud the bold caption on that page?
History of the incident as reported by the patient.
And so everything that is recorded there is what the plaintiff told you in April 2018, correct?
Correct.
And let's look a little bit closer at the verification at the end. So if we go to page, the fourth page, and there's a caption disclosure statement, correct?
Yes.
And can you read out loud the last sentence of the first paragraph?
As to that information, that sentence?
Yes. Thank you.
As to that information, I declare under penalty or perjury that the information accurately describes the information provided to me, and accept as noted herein that I believe it to be true.
And is it correct that what you verified under perjury was that you had correctly recorded what plaintiff told you?
Correct.
Okay. Did you at any point, anywhere in this document, in this verification page or otherwise, verify that what she was telling you was true?
No.
Okay. Now, if we go back to the second page, the first paragraph, after history of the incident as reported by the patient, could you read the first three words?
Your Honor, I would object because she's not an expert and also hearsay.
I'm not sure. It's for sure of what?
Of Exhibit 206, where she confirms that she is the statements that counsel read, are the statements of the people. Thank you.
The applicant reports.
Right. And third paragraph, the first three words.
Ms. Ellis reports.
And could you read the last sentence of that after Ms. Ellis reports?
Yeah, objection. He's only picking and choosing words that he likes. You should read the whole thing as a whole.
That's the please open the speaking objections.
I apologize.
Oh.
Objection for completeness.
It's overruled then?
What paragraph again?
Yeah, paragraph that begins, Ms. Ellis reports. I'm only asking you to read the last sentence, full sentence, complete. Don't leave anything out.
Her nails were really long, almost touching the applicant's nose.
Right. Is there, let's go to the second.
Your Honor, for purposes of completeness, I would ask.
You can address it on redirect.
Let's go to the third page. Can you read the first full heading in bold on the third page?
Associated physical symptoms.
Right. Is there any mention, well, first of all, is this a portion of the report where you record any physical symptoms that plaintiff reported?
Yes.
And even though this is a psychological report, you in fact, as a matter of practice and in this document, documented would have mentioned any physical symptoms that she had, correct?
Objection calls for expert opinion.
Over.
Correct.
Anywhere.
Got her.
In that, well, actually, could you read for the jury, please, the complete associated physical symptoms that plaintiff reported to you 2 months after the alleged incident?
Objection. I would ask that counsel can read and not the witness.
Over.
Ms. Ellis reports that she experiences headaches at least 4 to 5 times a week that last several hours. She is also sleeping more than she used to.
That's it. No mention of a scar?
Not in this statement.
No mention of any physical injury?
Not in this report.
And You took down this information that's in this report as plaintiff provided it to you, as you put it, at the time that she said it, correct?
Correct.
And you verified at the end, under penalty of perjury, that you had correctly recorded what she said, correct?
Correct.
All right, now Cardi B comes in. This is where the struggle lawyer energy really showed. Cardi held her ground, and that quick cutting delivery reads as credibility when your story is consistent. Remember, Cardi B is highly litigious. This is not the first time she's dealt with this type of stuff. We learned about her security. At the time, he was downstairs. Not informed that she was pregnant, the visit was intended to be discreet. Those details paint a defense picture of no intent to start anything and a reason to avoid conflict.
You said me flats.
So, and do you know how tall Miss Emani Ellis is?
No.
When you were standing face to face, were your eyes like the same level, or did she look taller? Did she look shorter? What is your recollection?
We was face to face, so she's practically like my height, or just much taller, but she was practically my height. But she is like
What? Okay.
security heavy.
What does security heavy mean? Just tell us. There's no harm. What does that mean?
Like she just looks a little like she could protect the building. You know what I'm saying? She just looked more developed than me.
And aren't security guards to be more developed than you?
Oh my God! Security heavy. Oh, I love Cardi B, man.
Did you at any time tell Miss Emani Ellis that you were pregnant?
No.
That building, you agreed, is not Cedars-Sinai Hospital, correct?
Objection. Also, this was covered.
I withdraw the The building you were in was a medical building, correct?
Yes.
But it wasn't a hospital.
No.
Was it a hospital?
No.
And there's all type of different tenants that.
Quick disclosure, this video is sponsored by Aura. I use Aura to help protect my personal information online. If there's one thing that I cannot stand, it's robocalls. Ever since I signed up for this service, I have not had any robocalls, okay? Not any scam calls, none of those potential scams, none of that. It has been a huge game changer with protecting my personal identity. I want you guys to benefit from the same thing. If you're interested, go to aura.com/AV7 where you can try it for 14 days free. That's enough time to see if it works. And then after that, you get a pretty decent rate using my code below. That's all we saw between days 1, 2, and 3 from the plaintiff side. That's all Emani had. Like, that was it. Then, because they weren't ready, the struggle lawyers still wanted a few more witnesses. The judge was like, nah, we ain't playing these games. Let's go to the defense. The first defense witness was Tiera, the receptionist. The receptionist who broke up the altercation played straight with the jury. Fan favorite, read truthful, and sometimes one credible civilian witness beats a stack of experts.
When you were there, did Miss Ellis attempt to strike Cardi B?
There was hands going while I was in the middle. I know no one landed, or I was, I didn't even realize, I guess because my adrenaline, that I had a mark on my forehead. So besides me getting a scratch, nobody, as far as them two, hit each other.
Who scratched you?
Based off of, like I said, I didn't know that I even got scratched until I went into the office, and the nurse was like, Tiera, your forehead. But I can only assume Cardi B was behind me, because that was my main concern.
Objection calls for speculation.
So Cardi B was behind you, and you were facing who?
I was facing Miss Ellis.
And you got hit on your forehead and didn't even realize it at that point.
Yeah, blood.
Just let him finish the question.
Oh, sorry.
And so you got hit, you were facing Miss Ellis, and she was swinging away?
I can say there was definitely, people talking like this type of action going on.
Right.
Yeah.
And you were hit on your forehead, which was facing Miss Ellis, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What happened next?
after, just going back and forth, Dr. Finky came out. Once he came out, I believe after that, I don't even really remember what was said, but I know I continued to take Cardi B into the office, to her exam room, and then I went back to the front.
Okay. Did you witness Dr. Finky try to get Miss Ellis to leave the hallway?
Yes, that's what kind of, since he came out and he was talking to her, that's what kind of distracted her, gave us the opportunity to just go into the office.
Okay. And do you recall anything that he said to her?
I think he was on the same temperature as me. Just, you're at work. Why are you up here? Go back, downstairs. And what are you doing? Type of energy.
Okay. And so you turned around and escorted Cardi B into the doctor's office?
Yes, I followed behind her to go to the exam room.
And next up, Cardi B had another card to play, and that was Dr. Rosenberg. He was a defense expert. Cardi's expert walked through inconsistencies in prior medical testimony. This isn't about who sounds smarter. It's about whether the mechanism of injury matches the story. And in fact, at one point, I think he said that her emotional injuries did not match. Check it out.
Did you diagnose Ms. Ellis with any psychiatric conditions?
No, again, since I equate a case like this, emotional injury, with have you developed one or more psychiatric disorders as a result of your allegations of the incident with Cardi B, I have no diagnosis for her because she has sustained no emotional injury. That in, again, April 2022, she went for complete history and physical. She specifically denied any kind of mental health issues, specifically denied anxiety, sleep problems, had no reported mental health problems, no request for care. Same thing in November 2022 with Dr. Ahmad. And then in April 2023, when she went in for her hand pain with the nurse practitioner, they also did a review of systems and asked her about symptoms across the board, which is typical for Kaiser. Absolutely no emotional problems whatsoever, no request for mental health assistance.
Okay. So are you telling us that when Emani Ellis went to Kaiser Permanente on day November 29, 22, respectfully, when she went there for vaginal discharge, she should have told that doctor that she had psychological issues. Is that what you're saying, doctor? Yes or no? Over.
It was a different entry. I'm not.
That's not what I'm asking, doctor. Again, should I repeat what I said, or can you just?
I don't think you based his opinion on that record, counsel.
You reviewed this record, Kaiser Permanente, correct? You reviewed it. You just testified about it. 161 pages of records. And you said that these records show inconsistencies. And now my question is, are you telling me that my client went to Kaiser Permanente for vaginal discharge on November 29th of 22, and at that visit, she's supposed to tell the doctor that she has psychological problems? Is that your testimony, doctor?
Objection. Argument is.
Are you telling us that every time someone sees a doctor, medical doctor for a cough, sees a dentist for their broken tooth, sees a podiatrist for their broken toe, they have to each time tell the doctor, I have an emotional injury, I have a psychological injury to that medical doctor? Is that what you mean?
Objection. Argument.
Lastly, we have the famous Dr. Finky. The doctor Cardi actually came to see was unfazed on cross. Calm treating physicians can land with juries because they feel non-performative.
The record is 232. Do you see the photograph?
I do.
Are you aware that this photograph was taken on February 18th of 2024, which was 1 week before the incident? Are you aware of that?
Objection, Your Honor.
Do you know when this photograph was taken?
Objection, Your Honor.
No, but it probably was around the time of the incident, I guess.
And gotcha. If you look at the fingernails, since you're a fingernail man, if you look at these fingernails in the photograph,
Fingernail.
rude, I'm just making a joke. The fingernails that
If you look at the fingernails, since you're a fingernail man, every human being, male or woman, has fingernails. Everybody has nails, dude. He's so weird. Like, he's a terrible lawyer.
in this picture, are these the same fingernails that Cardi B was wearing when she entered your office on the day of the incident?
I think so.
Are you sure?
I didn't memorize them, but I know that they weren't 3 inch long with a spear at the end.
But you're not sure if these are the same fingernails, correct?
I believe they are.
Was Cardi B's hair this way when she came to your office, the same way in this photograph here?
So,
Was Cardi B dressed this way when she appeared in your office?
Objection, relevance.
When you came out into the hallway, did you hear Cardi B yelling profanities at Miss Ellis?
Yes.
What were some of the words without going into detail? The F word?
F's and B's and all of it.
So both sides were yelling at each other?
It was an epic yelling match.
Okay. And when you heard this epic yelling match, it was so loud that you heard it while you were inside of your office? Is that correct?
There's an additional hallway in between the main hallway and the office I was sitting in, and all the way at the south side of the building. Yes, it took a lot of energy for me to hear.
When you walked out of your office, you didn't know what areas of the body Miss Emani Ellis was claiming injuries to at the time, correct?
Objection.
I withdraw. Do you know what areas of the body Emani Ellis, what areas of her body were injured at the time of the incident?
Objection. Argumentative by foundation. Contrary to all the others in the case.
Did you have a reason to focus on any part of Emani Ellis's body when you came out?
No.
So, in your state of mind, when you walked out, you heard lots of screaming, 3 different women doing something, and you were focused at the whole thing, weren't you?
Yes, that was before I asked her to leave multiple times, of course, but face to face.
Right. But when you did come out, you saw 3 different women and your receptionist in between Cardi B and Emani Ellis, correct?
Yes.
And when you were facing that, your focus was not only at Emani Ellis, it was at everybody, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And there was a lot of commotion and yelling and screaming and excitement at that very moment, right?
Correct.
And for how many seconds when you first arrived, for how much time passed before Emani Ellis went away?
It seemed like a long time. It probably was 45 seconds.
So in those 45 seconds, did you have a chance to examine Miss Emani Ellis?
I didn't examine her, I looked at her.
Okay. Did you specifically look at her face for some reason?
I was looking directly at her face for at least 20 seconds or so, repeating myself over and over and over.
Right. And when you were doing that, you weren't looking for a scar, were you? Or a cut or any kind of damage to her face? Tiera?
Oh.
Do you have any experience in plastic surgery?
Objection. Development.
You may answer no.
Define plastic surgery.
You're the doctor.
I do cosmetic procedures on the vagina and the vulva, and I also do microneedling with radiofrequency procedures, CO2 laser ablation of things. I don't do the face.
So, if there was any damage to Miss Emani Ellis's face, if there was any kind of injury to it, would you have known?
I would assume I would see blood or a big scrape or some physical damage.
And when you were out there and you were between the 3 of them, the 3 women, when you were there, and in those 45 seconds, did you see the cut to your receptionist's face at that time, not later?
No.
You didn't see it?
I never looked directly at her until we were back in the office.
But at that time, it was there, right? During 45 seconds, it was already...
Well, sometimes little scratches like that might not show up for a little bit.
What's a little bit?
Well, if I just scratch my hand like this, I might see it out in the sun, 10 minutes later from just erythema.
Okay, so if Emani Ellis had a scratch, she could also develop it 10 minutes later. You just testified to that. Isn't that true?
Counsel says all of this what he testified to, but I would object, Your Honor.
All right, let me ask what this witness is not the answer.
When you spoke to defense counsel 3 times, which attorney was it? Was it Mr. Anderson or Mr. Lamb or Ms. Moore?
Over the phone, Ms. Moore.
Every time?
Probably, yes.
And for you to come down here and testify, you had to at least cancel half the day of your work, right?
I canceled my whole afternoon on a day's notice.
Okay. Are you getting paid to be here?
No.
Why are you testifying if you're not being paid? Were you subpoenaed?
I was not.
So you came voluntarily?
I did.
And they believed that you would appear here today in court with no subpoena. That's how confident they were that you were here to help us, correct?
Let's talk about jury signals and what's next. The most important signal, the jury asks questions after almost every witness. You don't always see that, but California civil juries can submit questions and it tells me they're actively listening and testing the elements of this potential injury, damages, whatever Emani says that she has: intent, contact, injury, credibility. We ended the week prepping with jury instructions. Closings are scheduled to begin this week as the plaintiff wraps up her side of the case. The verdict window opens right after that. So y'all know we're going to be on verdict watch. We're going to be watching with the T. If you want every key clip with legal translation, subscribe and turn on all your notifications. I'll be live for the closings and the verdict. Also, if you're a creator and you like what I do, I'm going to have a live stream blueprint and webinars if you're interested on learning how to do this that you see right here. And if you're interested in this Cardi B thing and you want to see my 9-hour long haul of every witness testimony, you could check out that video here. See you guys soon. Stay safe out there. See you in the next one. Bye.